We are often told that strength is defined by the volume of our response, that to be powerful, you must speak up, fire back, and prove your point whenever you are challenged. This conditioning creates a cycle of constant reactivity. It forces you to hand your peace of mind over to anyone who seeks to provoke you, spending your mental energy on people who often forget the interaction by the next morning. The most resilient individuals operate on a different logic. They move through the world with a quiet confidence that people feel before they even speak, treating their emotional bandwidth as a guarded asset rather than a public commodity. Reaching this state requires unlearning the impulse to react. It is the necessary first step toward escaping the psychological trap of constant defense and claiming total internal control. While most people focus on managing their time, time alone holds no value without attention. Hours spent in distraction or drama are hours where your power is effectively non-existent. Every moment of focus is an investment. In this framework, attention follows a strict rule. If a provocation yields nothing, it receives zero capital. Selective focus gives your presence weight and influence. Machiavelli observed these exact dynamics in the political courts of Renaissance Italy. He saw that the figures who survived the longest were those who mastered the art of withholding information and emotion in high-stakes environments. In a culture that rewards the loudest voice, silence is frequently mistaken for weakness. We assume that the person with the fastest comeback has the upper hand. However, the human brain is wired to expect a reaction. When an attack is met with absolute silence, it creates a sensation of psychological vertigo. The attacker, expecting resistance, finds themselves hitting empty air. This silence starves a manipulator of the data they need to control you. It sends a quiet signal that they do not register as a threat worth acknowledging. Human biology is hardwired to value what is rare. When something is perpetually available and requires no effort to access, its perceived value naturally declines. This principle extends to personal availability. By pulling back and being intentional with your presence, you force others to earn your time rather than taking it for granted. A provocation is a maneuver designed to seize the steering wheel of your internal state. An attacker wants to dictate when you feel anger, shame, or embarrassment. The brain operates on feedback loops. When you refuse to react, the loop stays open. The provocateur's mind searches for a resolution that never comes, forcing them to burn their own mental energy on you. This non-reaction is a display of autonomy. It demonstrates that you are not a passenger in your own life, but the sole governor of your emotional world. Maintaining a focused mind requires an active filter. If mental energy is your most valuable currency, then adversaries, chronic critics, and energy drains represent permanent leaks that must be closed. Engaging with these people, or attempting to publicly expose them, only provides them with a platform. Protecting your energy is a matter of survival. It ensures you have the resources needed for those who actually deserve your time. This protection is rooted in emotional sovereignty, an internal architecture where your mood is determined by your own values rather than external inputs. Building this sovereignty requires mapping your specific emotional triggers. You must identify the precise words or behaviors that knock you off balance before someone else can weaponize them. Through deliberate desensitization, these triggers lose their power. Once you can face a provocation with curiosity rather than defensiveness, your enemy's tools become useless. Modern culture is obsessed with frantic, visible action. We are taught that if we are not constantly defending or proving ourselves, we are losing ground. Strategic inaction is the discipline of recognizing which problems will resolve themselves if you simply stay out of the way. It is a high-level intelligence that refuses to burn resources on battles that don't matter. Consider a rumor or a false rivalry. Rushing to damage control only validates the attack and attaches you to a narrative you don't control. Continuing to produce results while ignoring the noise is often the more effective path. Refusing to move forces the world to conform to your pace. It neutralizes threats by showing they aren't even worth the effort of a response. These laws are not a collection of isolated tricks. They represent a unified approach to living with absolute internal sovereignty. This state is built through consistent, deliberate choices in everyday micro-interactions. It is the result of deciding, moment by moment, who gets access to your energy. Real influence is not found in the loudness of your actions, but in the gravitational pull of your peace. Step out of the reactive games of the masses. Command the space you occupy. Stay untouchable.